Yes, I've been asking Blake and Coach Johnson. So I was wondering if you can tell me a little bit about how she's helped you transition from track speed into cross.
Yeah, so it's been a fun transition so far. It's been really enjoyable to get to know her and our transfers and just the new team entirely. I think we haven't sort of figured out like a transition between track speed to cross country. I think what we're seeing is like a little bit of development from like being a senior now, and that sort of progressed to the cross country course and having done a lot of years of workouts and used to the system and that kind of thing. And then Helen has added a creative component to everything. We haven't really repeated anything. We've done something different pretty much every workout. We've practiced different things that I initially told her when we first sat down. I said, like, I know where my weakness is in cross. And now it's just like we're working on that. And she keeps reminding me to just trust it and buy in and like keep working on that every time we take to the line. And same thing in workouts. Like, she just reminds me at the start, she's like, okay, like, let's work on this today. And yeah, it's just been very easy to buy in when you come to practice every day and you see how structured and organized and well thought out everything is. She's made it pretty smooth transition.
Speaking of that creative component, is that like consistent amongst the whole team? Like she really focuses on the individual.
Yeah. Yeah, we've definitely emphasized running together as a bunch a lot because in cross country, the like it doesn't really matter individually, like you need your whole team to do well. And so we've emphasized going like through workouts and races and getting really deep with each other, and that's been pretty inspiring. I know in workouts, it's pretty cool when you regroup up for a longer tempo kind of thing. And then she tells you a certain point that she wants to see everyone still together at. And on Wednesday, we did that. We were like, she's sort of said, I want to see at this point within the 2K, you guys still together. And we looked around at that point and everyone was there. And that's really cool. And that's hopefully going to transition into races. And then she gets a little creative on Sunday, we had some of our younger girls did part of the second set with us. So Taylor did the first half, and then she took a couple off, and then she jumped back in with me at the end. And I was so grateful for that. So it was very helpful as you get deep into the session to have a fresh face with you. So yeah, but it's been, I think she individually tailors everything really well. And we've really emphasized running as a pack, and I think we're really strong in that respect.
Can you speak a little bit about the involvement and Isabel, friend, like you guys said,
Yeah.
group and all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're a super tight knit group. It's pretty incredible to look back and think that we've only been together for 6, 7 weeks, and it feels like family. And you come to practice every day, and everyone's happy and excited and ready to put work in together. But Veronica and Isabel are like they're awesome. They are. Isabel is such a like she's got such a kind heart, and she's just really cool to be around. And Veronica is like my queen of the tempo grind with me. I definitely, it's not my strong suit, and she just embraces it with me, and we get it done. So it's been awesome to find that person, and they bought into the team culture really quickly. I think Lady Ducks have a very special way of sort of working together and like buying into the Oregon culture, and they've examined that already. So it's been really cool to see them progress.
Okay, so you said it's a fun transition.
Yeah.
Speaking about how you just were guys, like, do you guys hang out a lot? Like, what do you guys do to like instill this bond amongst you
Yeah.
guys, and how's that progressed as time's gone on?
I think because when we first got together and we go to camp, it's very easy to spend a lot of time together and get to know each other and break down like the kind of getting to know you kind of things. And then you come back to school and like school starts and it gets a bit crazier. But I think the main point would be is like when we come to practice for that, and none of us are the most efficient people at practice. We definitely spend a lot of time here because we're like not you don't want to leave because it's your group of people that you're spending all your days with. But yeah, I think definitely when we come to practice, there's a lot of like, there's not so much until like you're doing the crux of the workout or something. It's a lot of how was your day? Like, what class is this? How's that assignment going? Like, let's go to brunch on the weekend. There's a lot of that kind of camaraderie, and it's really refreshing because then you think of all that we're trying to accomplish on the cross country course to not just have that as like the focus point is really, really exciting. And that's an across the board kind of mantra. No one's like so one track minded. Everyone's very interested in like getting to know each other like beyond what we are as a runner, which has been cool. Yeah.
As like a leader amongst the team, and like what are some of your conversations you've had with individuals around you trying to.
Yeah, I think just I don't necessarily see myself as a leader. I think we can all bring a lot to the table. And I actually was thinking on a strides on Friday morning, we're doing strides, and I was like, this team functions so well because our freshmen do what they do, and like Susan does what she does. It's not a matter of like someone, like one person leading the way. We're all pretty good at like leading by example in our own rights. But I think just having been at Oregon now for 4 years, it's been fun to help our little ones transition in and kind of like teach them the ropes. And I'm excited to see where they take the program when they're seniors and fifth-year seniors and everything like that. So yeah.
Jessica, what clicked for you at pre-nats? Were you feeling really confident on that finishing kick?
Not necessarily. I think it was more of I'd never been to Wisconsin, so I'd never seen the course. And when we ran the course the day before, I kind of was like, oh, like this could be a good point to kind of just test where I'm at. And I didn't know what that was going to look like, whether that meant it was going to be 12 people still at a K to go basically, or if it was going to be strung out. But I kind of worked with Helen to just decide, like, I think I want to practice that like at pre-nats and whatever that looks like, okay. And yeah, I think that was it surprised me like a lot in that I felt pretty strong, and that's definitely not been something that I've experienced in cross country before. But in the same thing, I've been like working on it in practice, so it was fun to see it come together in a race, and hopefully we can keep moving forward off of it.
As far as Friday goes, how much weight or not will you put into team results, individual results?
I think definitely as a team, we want to be really good in another 3.5 weeks, and this is a stepping stone along the way. And I think last week we banked a lot of really good work, and I'm excited to see. We might not see that come out on Friday, but we will see it in 3 weeks. But I think Helen will do a really good job of emphasizing that we keep doing what we want to do on November 17th, this Friday, and whatever that gets us, great. But that's a big step towards like what we're trying to do in a few weeks' time. So yeah, it'll be fun to pack it up down in Palo Alto.
Yes, obviously, you have a few athletes who went to Washington in the summer and all. Like, what were some of the specific things that made you want to stay?
Yeah, I'm just really proud to be a Duck. It just didn't make any sense to me personally. I am very proud to be a part of this program and all that it is. And everyone here has looked after me so well. It's like home away from home essentially. And yeah, it's just like, you got to trust the process and trust that it's Oregon and they were going to bring in some people that we were ready to work with. And like bringing in Helen was an awesome thing. And the first time I spoke to her, I knew it was going to work. And yeah, it was just a matter of like trusting it and just kind of like going on feel and being so proud to be a part of the Oregon program and not really wanting to change that up. Yeah.
A little bit about some of those initial conversations.
Yeah, we just I was still at home. I was in Australia, and she called me on the phone, and we just like sort of like I put it out there what my goals are for the next 12, 18 months. And there was no hesitations. It was all like she was all in, and she was like, yeah, like this has been conversations I've been having with people, knowing that these are your goals and everything like that. And I think just her immediate like buy into my like goals and aspirations helped me to buy into like her processing towards that. So I think just from very early on, it was very like she was committed to me if I was going to be committed to her, and that was exciting to establish. And you just got to roll with what that brings and keep an open mind, and it's been great so far.
Coach said he kind of used you for your input during the hiring process.
Yeah.
What sort of things did you want to make sure he kept in mind from a student athlete perspective?
Yeah, he was awesome throughout the process. He kept me involved and was like we'd met a few times and just kept me in the loop, and I kept sort of producing like qualities that I was looking for. But basically it wasn't, I didn't really want to I didn't want to change too much, and I kind of wanted to have a little bit of collaboration now, being like 22 and a senior, and kind of knowing what's clicked in the past. I wanted to be able to work with someone that I knew my strengths and they could help me tap into them more. And so he knew that that was an important thing for me, and I think, well, he's definitely found that and ticked that box, that's for sure. But yeah, I was just as excited. He kept reminding me that it's exciting to bring in fresh ideas, and you've just got to stay open-minded to that, because you don't know, like, you might not think it's going to work, but it does. And I think throughout the process, he was really good at just keeping things like in perspective. Is like, we're going to make this work. Like, we want it to work, so we're going to make it work. So yeah, stuff like that.
Do you still talk to Lily and Katie much at all, just casually?
Yeah. I talked to Lils has been in contact quite a bit. It's funny when she does like workouts or something that we had typically done together, she gets excited and she's like, I did this today, like I missed you. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing great too. So Lils she's doing awesome, and I'm excited to see both of them down at Pac-12s. And yeah, we saw Katie out at pre-nats, so it's like, obviously we understand it, like there's no like animosity towards like the decision to move and stuff, but I think having been part of a program with them too, there's a bond that doesn't change just because they're not a Duck anymore. So yeah, I do miss them, but I get excited when I see their results. I'm like, yeah, like that's awesome, girls. So yeah, it's been good to keep up with what they're doing, but it's sad they're not here anymore. Yeah.
Any other questions for Jess?
I got one more. So Jess, you're like all conference last year. What improvements do you want to see, like just from yourself and the team, like leading into these championship weeks in the next month?
Yeah, I think just from myself is I think it's something I haven't done in cross country before. I've never really raced to reflect the work that I've been doing outside of the racing day, and what I've been doing in practice has never really kind of lined up with like the results that I have seen in the cross country season. So I think now, not like knowing and having some measurable work behind me, knowing where I'm at, I would like to like hopefully race to that potential, because I'm sort of looking at it as like I've got my team with me and I want to go as low as I can for my team. And I think as a team collectively, we're working on quite a few things that are going to keep piecing together like the final part of the puzzle for a few weeks' time. And I think the more like we all are aware of what each other is working on, and I think the more I get very excited by seeing someone else do what they're supposed to do, like, and start executing to their full potential. So I think if we can just run our collectively best races and start putting those together, it's exciting and you build momentum, and hopefully as a team we can go really deep into the race together. And you never know what that will bring, because if you look around with a K to go, 800 to go, or even just a mile to go, and you've got a lot of lady ducks around you, it's pretty inspiring. So hopefully we can go deep into the race together and just start putting the finished pieces together.